morning, boys and girls.
Good morning.
How are you today? Good. I have a question for you. Do you know what the word symbol means? Yeah? What does it mean? You said. It means what? A sign. A sign. Okay, this is more. Okay, it means a sign. Can you give me an example of a sign? You can give me an example of a sign. Yeah? Say. A stoplight. That's perfect. That's what I was going to use this morning. So what does red mean? When you're driving, when your parents are driving down the road, what does a red light mean? Stop. That's right. It means stop. What about green? Go. Go. That's right. Well, I'm going to talk to you this morning about another symbol. Can you tell me what this is? What is it? That's right. It's an American flag. What about this one? Canadian flag. What about, this is a tricky one. What about this one? That's a good guess. Good guess. It's not a Filipino flag. Anyone? Does anyone in the audience know what flag is this? Chinese is a good guess. Maria, what flag is this? Guyanese flag. That's right. This is also a tricky one. Does anyone know what flag this is? Germany? No? Good guess. Where's my mom? What flag is this? Guatemala. That's right. Well, just like every country has different flags, every country has different rules. Can you tell me, let's see, you're from a different country. Where are you from? Jamaica. Can you tell me a rule in Jamaica that's different from Canada? Maybe you can help. See?
You have to drive on different sides of the road.
Well, here you go. That's a big one. That's right. Oh, you have another one?
I'm from Newfoundland and I don't know any, but we drive ships sometimes.
Yeah, you ride a ship. We don't really do that here, do we? Well, I want to tell you the story about my mom and my dad. You see, they used to live in Guatemala. So Guatemala is just below Mexico. And Guatemala, they also have different rules. They even speak a different language. And so my parents lived there. But when they got a little older and they got married, they wanted to come to Canada. And so they came to Canada, but they weren't Canadian citizens just yet. You see, they had to go through a program, they had to read a book, they had to study, and they had to learn all the laws and all the rules of Canada. And finally, after they were able to do this, and after they lived here for a long enough time, and after they decided, wow, yeah, Canada is a really good country, and I really want to live in Canada, and now I know the rules and I want to follow the rules, and now I'm going to go and I'm going to write a test. So they had to write a test to show that they knew enough about Canada to become Canadian citizens. Well, then they had a big, it's kind of like a party. And all these people from different countries that came to Canada that wanted to be Canadians, they all came together and they all celebrated. And they got up front and they said their vows and they became Canadian citizens. And this is in the newspaper, and you know, it was their way of showing, oh sorry, I forgot to say that, when they became Canadian citizens, they were also given a little Canadian flag, a little pin. And you know, when they wore that, when you wear a t-shirt with the Canadian flag on it, what does that usually mean? Yeah? That you're Canadian. That's right, it symbolized that they were Canadian. And so when they got this little Canadian flag and they wore it, it symbolized that they were Canadian. And the reason I'm telling you that this morning is because today we're also having a baptism. And you see, baptism is a little bit like my parents becoming Canadian. Because in order to be baptized, you have to read God's Word and you have to understand the laws that God has for you, right? And so today, how many of you know Yen? Do you know Yen? There's a couple of you. Yen is a very good friend of mine, and I'm so excited because today Yen is going to be baptized. And baptism for her means that she has decided to follow Jesus, that she understands God's love, and that she understands God's laws, and that she wants to abide by those laws. So today we're going to have baptism. You wanted to say something?
When you were saying about baptism, the pastor asks you questions, and then you answer them,
So you prove that you know, right? That's perfect. That's a good example. Well, we want to have kind of a celebration for Yen, just like my parents had when they became Canadian citizens. Do you guys know the song, I Have Decided to Follow Jesus? Do you want to sing that song for Yen?